always us. We went to Foster Nurseries on Sunday and got like it's like a stake light, it's called, which is like a snowman with like lights on it, and it just.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Game Week 15 preview show. I'm Chris and Kieran is here too. Hello Geek.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Coming off the back of a good week, good game week, and excited because we've got a midweek game week and obviously the ones this weekend too. So I think a good idea that we've done like this the stream tonight just so I can share some thoughts, because I felt like I was all over you today with questions because I'm unsure what to do really. But anyway, let's go back and have a look at game week 14 first and the key talking points that happened there and our points. Do you want to start and where it went right or wrong and what you did?
On the last week's show I said Watkins probably a season keeper, and then we had the Watkins issues on Thursday of him being out of the squad and then saying he's 50-50. So I assumed he would not play, obviously wrongly. So he ended up playing 90 minutes as well, and obviously getting that last minute goal. I could have swallowed it if it was just like the assist, but he still got 90 minutes, still got the last minute winner. And I bought Darwin in stupidly. Obviously for the next 3 weeks I thought that might be an okay punt, but missing Watkins already, annoyingly. I'm definitely gonna have to get back in for like the blank game week because they've got Sheffield United then, and Liverpool have got Arsenal, I think it is. So
that's right.
Yeah, he's 100% gonna have to come back in. Should never have done it. I would have had an extra free transfer for this week. So, and obviously a ton more points, but yeah, the other move I did was Bowen as well. I didn't think Bowen was going to play, and then he ended up obviously playing 90 as well, I think. So I did Bowen to Mbeumo. He got an assist, which is obviously up on that trade so far. But so that's okay. I started Cash and Diaby. Diaby obviously got something, but Taylor and Lascelles on my bench looking
so annoying. 2
clean sheets, whereas my whole of my defense that I started got nothing. So. Yeah, 54 points overall, which was a red from 240k to 340k as well. So 100k red in the end, which could have been worse because before the City game, City Tottenham game, I was on like 16 points or something, and it was atrocious. So yeah,
I know, but the Son and Alvarez came in at the end there. You were thinking it's going to be a bad game week, but you got the average. That's
I mean,
that's
yeah,
right.
but feels bad with those people on the bench. I should have just played. Why didn't I play Taylor? Like that was so dumb. Like just Sheffield United at home. Just you got to play your defense there.
I think. I mean, it was quite lucky that he got the clean sheet, the assist so early on. But Sheffield United is just absolutely woeful at the moment. I think 5-0. Like McBurney just doing that blatant. I don't know. 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 yellow card worthy elbow sort of, or red card worthy elbow twice in the game. Sure, I mean, we've got like some good assets in place. I know you were saying about getting rid of Darwin, but like there isn't a better game that you'd want to own him for. I know he obviously blanked, but like
He's
Sheffield,
probably going to get benched there. That's the problem.
I don't know.
He played 90. That's like he never plays 90, and yeah, if he's going to play 90 and Gakpo didn't really do anything, Gakpo's playing on
I don't know.
Tuesday, so yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, I kind of think you're in a good place with triple Liverpool, like going into that one for sure.
Hope so.
Yeah. All right. So how did I do at 6? So I had a good game week mainly because Taylor and Gordon were like my differentials, I suppose. Gordon's ownership was still quite low heading into this weekend. He's shot up a bit now. So yeah, 68 points overall. Nice. Another green arrow. I'm on a bit of a rise at the moment, and just inside 400k now. I'm at 399. So I will.
God, I thought you were ahead of me like by quite a bit on middle of Sunday, I think it was. So
yeah,
the comeback's on.
The comeback was on. Yeah, I feel like it's just at the moment, like I've just been a bit patient with those injured players, like Bell, Maddison, Bowen, like players who I don't know. I've just waited for them to come back in, and luckily I was thinking, mate, I need to do hits, and I haven't. I've been patient, and it's been all right recently. So. Yeah, long may it continue. And now, with these quick game weeks and back to back, like making those key decisions is crucial to getting some more rises. Really. Anyway, what's my transfer? Bowen. Obviously, I got rid of him as well, and I brought in Palmer actually for Bowen, who annoyingly benched, lost a single point there because Bowen only scored 2, so that's a bit annoying, but meh. And Maddison finally went for him. In Bumo, and he's got an assist. I was a bit disappointed, like he didn't return more. Like when I saw they'd scored 3 goals and he's just got 5 points off the back of that. I was against Luton at home, which is like a juicy fixture. I was like,
Yeah, he had like a 0.3 xG and a 0.08 XA, so like he was maybe a little bit unlucky to get more returns. So is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. No, okay.
They still look good anyway. Brentford look solid going forward.
They've got they've got some good fixtures apart from that blank, which is why I'm a little bit unsure about what move to make this week. So I suppose let's pick up on just some points going into like this game week. Is I think my key things and just general points for discussion as we head into game week 15 is 15 and 16 is like back to back either double away or double home games for a lot of teams. And I think picking, players that probably in this time have got, a good back-to-back home fixture is a priority. So, but I think most of the sort of template teams and players are back-to-back away games, like City at the moment, Chelsea, Newcastle, Arsenal as well, Liverpool. So, and even Brentford. So, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are back-to-back away games, and I think finding I think they're going to be more prone to rest, really.
Yeah, rotation's incoming, isn't it? Gabriel, I'm pretty worried about. Yeah, Diaby and my team, pretty worried about. I would say that's probably the only ones I'm too other than Darwin, but that's 3 of my starting 11 with not much on the bench. Yeah, it's a worry for sure.
What are you? So, I mean, talking about like positions and players specifically, I've been toying with. I mean, I've got the money in the bank now because I've got such a cheap midfield to get rid of cash. But, he was benched. I imagine he's going to play against Man City, and Villa have got like a good record at home. You've still got him. I've got the money to get up to Trent. I mean, Trippier's looking nice as well because he's been consistent so far this season. What do you think about Trent and Trippier? I mean, Trent's interesting because he's like returned, but they haven't kept any clean sheets away from home this season. And Matey in goal, who I'm not going to also remember the name of, he did for Liverpool. Keller, he just didn't look that convincing in that Fulham game. So I don't know about investing like in Trent at the moment.
No, I think if you want to be spending money, it's just Trippier, isn't it? For me, anyway. Like obviously the fixtures, the next 2, that's why I went for Darwin over Sheffield United and Crystal Palace. Like those are great, but the Trippier is just been so good, and like Newcastle have got a fixture swing now as well. Of Everton away, Tottenham away, which is obviously Tottenham's not great, but they've kept a clean sheet against United. They kept clean sheets in other big games. Fulham at home, then Luton away, then Forest at home. So next 5 really, really good for Newcastle, and we'd all been sort of shying away from them, at least for a sort of clean sheets anyway, for the last few when they played City and people like that. But yeah, so now obviously Trippier, if you're looking at him, 7 million now, 49.9% owned.
That's crazy.
Yeah, half the game. Neither of us have owned him all season. Highest scoring defender by 19 points on 82 at the moment. The next closest is Anderson at 63. So yeah, 6th highest scoring player in the game as well. And there's only Mbuemo at the 7.1 million is outscoring him at the sort of 7 million price sort of brackets. Averaging 6 points per game as well across the season. And yeah, like I said, that fixture swing is coming. I would like to get to him. I could get to him this, and actually no, I'm actually 0.1 short of doing that, which is annoying. And I'm also 0.1 short of getting Saka from Diaby. So
that's so frustrating.
Basically, I could get Trippier from cash by doing Turner to Dubravka, but then I'd have triple Newcastle defense, which makes no sense.
No.
So yeah, but for you, who I think you don't even have Lascelles, do you?
No, I don't have Lascelles. I just got.
You don't have any.
I don't have any Newcastle. No, I know. So I'm looking at
Trippier makes total sense.
Yeah, I'm looking at a definite entry point to that Newcastle defense. It's just funny, really. Like I appreciate I'm picking for longer, but I'm just trying to weigh up, especially this week as well, because I've got like loads of cash in the bank because my midfield is so cheap, and I'm thinking, do I? But my team value is still not that high. But do I invest in Trippier from cash? With like back-to-back away, I don't know what his chances of clean sheets are in Everton and Tottenham initially, but after that I can see the value from him. And I'm thinking, like, is he like an absolute essential transfer like this week? What do you think about that? Like, I feel like Everton are quite decent at the moment, and is it safer playing?
Yeah, he's not essential this week. No, you're right. Yeah, so Trent short term probably for sure is better, but and then who else is there worth picking up in defence really, other than those two?
Yeah,
at the moment I can't think of a single one, to be honest.
I know. I mean, and also the amount of like goals that the teams are conceding, it's just like ruining the value of picks. And even Arsenal at the weekend with a what looked like a good game on paper against Wolves. Typically, it was you rely on the centre backs for the minutes, but it was the full backs in that game that got Zinchenko and Tomiyasu got the assists.
Yeah.
I know they're Arsenal providing good value, but yeah, I'm definitely. It's funny. People watching this will think we talk about Trippier every week and why do we just never get him, because he will just get us points. But I'm still just not sure if this is like the right time to get him ahead of back-to-back away games.
I think, I think after that Luton away and then Nottingham Forest at home, they've got Liverpool away and Man City at home after that in a row in 20 and 21. But then after that again, they've got another good swing of probably 10 weeks, basically up until 32 of Villa away, Luton, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Arsenal, then Wolves, then Chelsea, then Crystal Palace, West Ham, Everton, Fulham. That's insane. So I think from there he's almost probably going to be essential 23 onwards until 32. We need to get him for sure. I mean, but we're going to need a double defense if we're going to get any
exactly. That's the thing, the gain
points from him. So
what do you think about Dubravka at 3 points? It looks like a gift, but
in my team, like I said, I would like to get Saka this week just because I feel like they're looking really good, and it's Luton away, obviously.
I think that'll be a treat. I think that'll be a really tight game. Luton just don't seem to get battered at home, so I wouldn't be that worried about that.
Arsenal look really good at the moment. Odegaard's hitting form, Saka's hitting form. They've blown away the last two teams they've played.
True.
And Luton are obviously not getting smashed, but they certainly not oblivious to that, are they? They can definitely get smashed. Yeah. So, so I would need to get. I'm pot one short of doing Diaby to Saka. I'd have to do Turner to Dubravka, which doesn't sound too bad overall, because that hit would probably even out across a few weeks. Dubravka is going to be nailed on for a while, at least until January for sure, until they can possibly do loans or something like that. But he's a good keeper. We've seen it before. He was loaned to United, wasn't he? He didn't get game time, but he's fine. He's not that much of a step down from Pope, in my opinion. So yeah, I think he is
And for
a good
3.9
option.
million, yeah. I think
Yeah, I think he cover Trippier? Probably not, but it's going to be double defense points if Trippier's getting a clean sheet. Then you're at least getting 2 from it if you're playing them both.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
so.
and even people who are looking to skimp it even more, like if he is, I mean, you're going to get another wild card in January, but he's going to at least play. You would expect until they can sign someone. But like he could even be. Most people probably looking at Turner, but there's no reason you couldn't downgrade like from an Areola to him, because Areola's just not delivered, and Newcastle are a better defence, and maybe saving that point. I don't know, might be 0.2 or 0.3 might enable another transfer elsewhere. But I mean, most people I would say would go for Turner, but yeah, I don't think there's any reason why you could go fully cheap there.
Yeah, and just from Turner anyway, like I'll just make up some points from him even playing, you know. So Turner's not playing anymore, so whereas Dubravka will be. So if you're going to take a hit for him, I think probably now is a decent enough time to do it. I would certainly play him this week against Everton instead of Areola away at Tottenham. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Should we talk about just you know, I think one captaincy this weekend is probably quite an interesting talking point, because that Villa City game is quite a big one. I'm looking forward to it. I think Villa are probably gonna win. I just fancy all that. I don't think City have been great recently. I mean, they drew that crazy game against Chelsea. They've had a crazy game now against Spurs at home. They conceded 7 goals in those 2 games. Conceded against Liverpool, so they've conceded 8 goals in 3 games at the moment. Villa are really good at home. I just kind of think it's gonna be not a big Villa win, but I kind of think they're gonna do it. So yeah,
it'll be a Watkins game, because the annoying thing is that obviously Rodri is now banned.
Yeah,
Doku's now injured, so Grealish will play. No, I think Grealish is banned as well, actually. And Doku's injured too, so I don't know who's going to play on that side. But yeah, that's going to hurt the sort of creativity for Haaland. But yeah, they lost pretty much every game that Rodri didn't play during the season. So and obviously that is aligned. Whereas I was thinking, this Villa game will be Villa will have a tough game against City. They're probably not going to score much, and I can take Watkins out, no problem. But now that Rodri's gone, and they've got all this, it's all aligning for a Watkins game. Whereas I've got Diaby in my team still, and apparently they've said that it wasn't rest or anything. It was literally tactical. He wasn't going to start that game, and so that means who knows if he's going to start this one. So
wait, who's that about? Sorry, Watkins?
Yeah, I think Diaby.
Oh, Diaby. All right.
Yeah, so Diaby not starting the last time was not a rest or anything. It was tactical, and that he was just, he's not nailed on to start anymore. He's definitely not going to be nailed on to start as in the sort of top 2 with Watkins. So obviously him coming on and getting an assist is not going to hurt his chances. But me owning him now is certainly worry. But it could be a good game for Villa. They could do well. Diaby could be involved if he actually starts. But then maybe he's better off the bench as an impact at the moment. I don't know.
What way do you see the game going? I just think it's going to be a really close Villa win, maybe like a 2-1 or something.
Do you think it's going to be open, lots of goals, or?
I don't know. Well, Villa have been good at home this season. I don't think they've lost, have they?
They've won every game
home this season, and Watkins has been good. And like I said a minute ago, the City's defense hasn't been good. I can't see it being as high scoring as the Tottenham or Chelsea game, but because I just don't think Villa are clinical like that. But I could see them getting a couple goals. I think Bailey's in good form, and Watkins, he misses a ton of chances, and you can't predict when his hauls are going to come. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got I hadn't seen obviously the goal and assist until I watched the highlights later on in the day yesterday. But that assist for the Bournemouth goal, as from a fantasy point of view, that's utter. I mean, the header was fantastic, but the assist was utter jam, because Bailey did loads after he won it. But I kind of think that Villa look to me like they're going to win that game, and I'm happy to have Watkins in place for it, and I think Cash will probably play as well. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Watkins, obviously, that 11 points, he had an XG of 0.14 and an XA of 0.04. So he's got 11 points off that, which crazy. Is, I guess that's just Watkins and my luck this season. But
Mm.
yeah, just selling him for Darwin was just an absolute bummer. But then again, maybe I would have come into this week if I didn't have Darwin, be like, oh crap, I've got Darwin's
Love it.
playing Sheffield United away, and
Yeah.
like
And you got
wish I
Watkins at
owned him
home.
there. But yeah, so what do you think about Diaby? Do you think he, like, obviously we talked about Saka? Do you think I should be selling him? He's not nailed on anymore. Like,
I think if you look at it in like isolation, I think Saka is just like generally an FPL like a better FPL asset than Diaby, and if you can get to him, I think that's a good idea if it means downgrading somewhere else. So
I mean,
yeah.
I could downgrade Diaby to a Palmer or a Gordon, but Gordon took a bit of a knock, and he's not 100% to play. I'm sure he probably will, but
Yeah,
I feel like he's like 6 million now, so I feel like I've missed the boat on Gordon a little bit.
6 million still cheap though.
Yes, it is, but like, should I go to Palmer? But is he even nailed on? What was that? There was a possible minor injury, but like, okay, but does that mean he's going to start the next one? I don't know. Like,
I think
it's not even sure.
Yeah, I read up on it. I think the Poch, like, you're right. His fixtures are good after this. Like Man United, Everton. I'd say Man United is a good game because United got a bad record against, top sides. Everton I think is a difficult game, but after that they've got like a good fixture on Sheffield United, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Luton, Fulham. I think that's quite nice. I think Poch said after the game that Palmer had a small injury in training, and because there's a lot of games over the festive period, they didn't want to take any chances with him.
But it did come on.
Yeah,
so.
in fact, he came on makes me feel like he's fine. So I reckon he's going to play back to back in these next ones. And to be fair, he's like been their best performer over the last month. So and returning. So I don't. Even though I've just got him this week, he doesn't worry me as a pick at the minute. So yeah, I think it's me because I've got it already. I would think that Saka and Palmer are probably more reliable than Diaby, and I don't know who else you've got to downgrade, but yeah, I think Saka's just been consistent without putting up good numbers recently. So if he can just add some, better numbers to him this game, one game he's going to like go off and get a double.
Well, his numbers yesterday were good.
Well,
so
yeah. Maybe Arsenal coming into a bit of form. So, we didn't really talk about captaincy just then. I know we talked about the Villa.
Yeah, sorry.
And well, it's all right. We talked about the Villa and City game. Do you think Haaland captain this week, or I'm 100% Salah captain, by the way. So
okay,
but I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I think it is leaning towards Salah just because of the Rodri thing. I think Rodri is so much part of that, or just the biggest part of that team probably. Like, he's the leader, and in the midfield, it seems to just knit things together in the attack as well. And I worry for them without him. And then Doku is not going to be there. Grealish banned against his old team. Who's even going to play there now? Like Foden probably on the left, Alvarez through the middle, and then Bernardo on the right. I guess that's not bad still. But it's just, are they still going to have that sort of thrust? And I don't know. That Diaz has been terrible this year. That there seems to be a big lack of sort of leadership in that team at the moment. And so I've obviously got Alvarez as well. Maybe the two of them against Villa at home, who've been so good, doesn't seem like the best play. So especially kept to captain as well. I think there is a few goals in it, and I'm hoping obviously for Alvarez and Haaland to do something. But yeah, Salah captaincy does seem probably like the best way to go.
Spanner in the chat says got to be Salah, new manager / resilience. Has that the new manager sort of been put in place yet? I know I saw the news this morning.
Wait, has Heckingbottom actually been fired? Has he?
Well, it was this morning's news that he was on the edge of being fired, but I don't know if he has actually been fired yet today. But I kind of think that they're just that bad anyway. Like, I don't think a new manager is going to make that much difference to them, to be honest.
Do they have time to turn around to get a new manager and within like 2 days?
I don't think, unless they had it like in the background. But yeah, I just don't see that being a thing at the moment. Like, I feel like Liverpool are doing that well, scoring that many goals, whilst they're not being that tight at the back. Liverpool are right in the title race at the moment. I know it's still early. We've only had 14 games, but point clear of City, 2 points off Arsenal. I think I think Liverpool are sort of like, no one's talking about them, but we've sort of been mentioning they are doing well.
And I think if Darwin could finish his two big chances, they were
Yeah.
both from Salah assists. Salah would have had a haul again this week, and I think probably the majority of the game would have been on Salah captain.
Yeah, I think Salah will get more chances this week. Anyway, as soon as the game loaded in and the fixtures came up, even though Haaland's been so reliable, I just think this is a good week as any to go for. I always think as well, no away games. I haven't got any numbers on it, but that Salah feels like he could haul as well.
Yep, like it.
All right, should we just share our teams and perhaps talk about what our moves might be? Or is there any more you want to mention before we just move on to that?
Yeah, obviously a quicker show and turnaround this week.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah. All right, I'll bring up my team first. Why not? Because I think we did yours first last week. So, as mentioned, the captaincy on Salah at the moment. The team pretty much the same as what it was last week. The only change I've made at the moment is I bench Taylor in favour of Cash because I think he probably plays against City and maybe they keep it tight. So my two I've got two options for transfer. I only want to make one move this week. I'm either going to take Gordon out and bring in Son, which is probably a bit unusual, but like Gordon's away numbers this season are bad, and he's only returned in one away game, and that was that Sheffield United game where he got 12 points, and they've got back-to-back Everton away and Tottenham away, so I might just take a chance on Son just because I can't afford to go from Palmer, or I could go from Cash basically to any defender, and like I say, Trippier could be an option, but I'm not sure that Trippier has got like the upside he will have for the next two games, because I'm looking at them as the next 2 game weeks. I don't really want to make another transfer before game week 16.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm probably going to do Gordon to Son, and then like ahead of game week 16, Mbeumo, will be one fixture away from his blank, and at that point I think I'll probably get Gordon back in for him. And I'm just not going to have Trippier just yet, I don't think. Although by getting Son, I basically rule myself out of getting Trippier. And at the moment, I'm just trying to weigh up what seems like better value for money and who's more likely of hauls. But, you know, Trippier has outscored Son, I think, so far this season. 82 to... Oh, no, 94. No, Son has outscored him by 12 points. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, Spanner in the chat saying Cash to James is a good move. And yeah, you were talking about James before, picking him up, and then obviously you got that ban, and you've not sort of gone back onto that idea.
No, I haven't. I've sort of moved away from that a little bit. Now, I did look at Colwell, and typically he got a return at the weekend because he's cheap and they've got good fixtures for longer. Yeah, Chelsea defence is definitely an option. I feel like really torn this week because it's back-to-back away games, and a lot of the teams I want to invest in have got back-to-back away games, but Son seems good. Like I was looking at Porro as well, and Porro could be a good shout for West Ham at home, and Newcastle at home could be good.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to. With the blank coming up, I don't want to spend too many transfers on not long-term players, if that makes sense. So
yes,
yeah, a bit up in the air. So Gordon, and the deadline's tomorrow night, so I've got to make a decision pretty quickly. So I'm either going to do Gordon to Son or Cash to Trippier and just go with the long-termism of his fixtures.
Yeah, I like Son. Obviously, I own him. I may need to eventually downgrade him for money, but for the time being, I like Son. Getting returns despite this lack of creativity, I guess, at the moment. So yeah, I'm glad he came in this weekend, and don't really plan to move him on at the moment. So yeah, I would probably go Son.
Yeah, I'll just have a think about that for a bit longer. All right, let's have a look at your team and what you're planning to do. I take it you bench Cash, unlike me.
At the moment, yeah. So yeah, it's still Areola in goal, Lascelles and Gabriel and Tsimikas to the back three, with Son, Diaby, and Mbeumo and Salah. Salah vice at the moment, but he probably will be captain. Alvarez, Haaland, and Darwin. Taylor first bench, Cash second bench at the moment. So yeah, the moves I'm looking at is possibly Turner to Bravka, play to Bravka, and then Diaby to Saka. Well, would you play Areola?
No, sorry. I mean, I didn't realise you were going to be doing that move. So that's I like it.
Yeah, possibly the -4.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, or yeah, the thing of doing that is going to cash me out of getting anyone from cash to someone like James, because I'm going to be using all the money in the bank. So cash would have to go to someone cheaper, like I don't even know, maybe Colwell. I don't know how expensive Colwell is anymore.
I think he's 4.6, maybe 4.5.
Yeah, so I could do that at least, which sounds like an okay option. But he's obviously going to be second fiddle to James on any sort of possible attacking threat. Obviously not this week, but yeah, I think it was just he had a bit of a shoulder issue. So I think Colwell will probably be fine from now on, seeing he obviously played this game. Hopefully he's not a rotation risk. Is what I'm thinking. So yeah, it's any of those. I think yeah, Diaby could be all right if he starts. City obviously aren't keeping clean sheets, so and Watkins got to be provided by someone, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I could go Diaby down to Palmer, and then I'd have money in the bank to be able to eventually sell Alvarez towards the blank, so that I can get back to Watkins. Yeah, there's that as well.
Gosh, there's quite a lot of things you have to decide on there. What do you think at the moment is the most likely thing you're going to do, or who you want to prioritise?
How many good fixtures does Saka have? The next three are decent, and then Liverpool is not too bad either.
And then it's good again.
Then it's really good again. So yeah, I think Saka is probably just going to be someone I want for the season, I imagine. And then Dubravka is just going to hopefully even it out over a while. So yeah, probably that. The -4, the first hit of the season, I think might be on the cards.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Exciting to end on a hit. Is there anything else you want to add, or should we wrap up? I think it was quite,
Yeah, just on Saka quickly. I probably wouldn't have been doing this move if his form had not improved over the last two. Obviously, the last UCL game they were really good. The last one he was really good. But before that he was doing next to nothing most weeks. But he was still obviously getting returns.
Yeah.
But now they're sort of starting to click again in attack with Jesus fit as well, Odegaard fit. I'm happy to go there for sure, because the defense is not 100% leak free at the moment, even though they are the best XGC in the league. So I could have got Saliba in last week for cash for the hit, and that would have screwed me over too, because I would have played them and I would have benched Taylor and Lascelles again. But yeah, for now, I like Saka.
Yeah, no, I totally understand it really. Spanner's made another interesting point about Newcastle in the chat. He said, I want to go Newcastle, but 5 games in 12 days, including cup games, and need to win Champions League game, meaning that 11 is going to be random. I just don't know how much...
They don't have much depth?
Yeah, I don't know how much... I can't imagine Trippier getting benched. Like, I agree they've got a lot of games. I can't imagine Trippier getting benched, but you're right. At the same time, surely that is going to come up at some point, which is why I think these 2 away games, like back-to-back, is going to be tricky for them, because you're right, they've played... like basically midweek weekend and they're not used to it, and they're getting battered, and obviously Pope's out, so I don't fancy their defensive chances like even less now, which is why I'm thinking even less I'm going to go with Trippier. But no, okay, right.
Maybe if I get Dubravka, I play Areola still and hope for some saves against
No, I think if you get Dubravka, you got to play him. I think you have to.
I suppose.
You have to.
Yeah, I think that the defense is always going to be okay at least. Yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for joining, and hopefully found this short show useful before the deadline tomorrow evening. Transfers. Well, I don't think there's any price rises that are majorly affecting me tonight, but yeah, keep an eye on that.
I think cash is going, but
is it?
Other than that, like I think I bought him like really early, so I think I've already missed the 0.1 profit sell margin, so if he goes down, it doesn't really make any difference.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, everyone, and he's highly owned. I might look at that. If I I'll have to think about cash. Maybe I will play Taylor ahead of him. Don't like that playing anyone against Man City, really.
Yeah.
All right. On that warming thought, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you probably ahead of game week 17. Now we won't be doing another show before game week 16 at the weekend, but have a good back-to-back game weeks. Cheers.